How many properties will it take for you to be able to quit your job or to retire early? I get this question all the time from my coaching students. Now, it's really super simple and we'll break it down. It'll be very, very quick. Now, as you're thinking about investing and buying rental properties, what you're thinking about yourself is how much money I can make from each property, as well as how much money do I need to live and actually pay my expenses. Now, you know the term, I love saying it, it's an acronym for Just Over Broke is your job. Your J.O.B. is your Just Over Broke job. Now, the reason why I started investing in real estate was because my entire goal was to stop working for somebody else. I wanted to be successfully unemployed. That was my number one goal. When you are working that J.O.B., that Just Over Broke job, you're getting paid just enough that is going to keep you working without you quitting because you're fed up and tired of it, and not too much that's taking money out of your boss's pocket. You're only getting paid to live just over broke. You're never going to get ahead. In fact, I never got ahead. The only time I started really getting ahead is when I started thinking like an investor or thinking like the rich do. The rich invest their money. They put it into properties. They create generational wealth. They create passive income. They do things that actually benefit them as opposed to not. And I'll give you an example. If you are working that J.O.B., you are actually trading your time for $1 or however many dollars. It could be you're trading that hour. Let's say you're making $30 an hour. You trade that 1 hour for $30. How about doing something like this? Passive income is beautiful. Let's say you worked 1 hour and instead of getting paid $30 for that hour, you got paid $30 for that hour. And then the next week, you got paid another $30 for that hour. And then next week, you got paid another $30 for that same hour that you already worked. Think of it like this. If you buy a rental property and in the first month, you make $250 in passive income. Then from there, the next month, you make another $250 in passive income with the same work that you did in the beginning. Now, if you want to extrapolate or figure out how much you're making per hour, let's say, and I'll tell you this, after I have the business built, all the properties I buy, it literally takes me like 3 hours. 3 hours, I kid you not, to buy the next property. And then I don't do any work. My property managers, my contractors, my realtors, everybody else does all the work. It's an automatic business. With that same 3 hours, I'm getting paid $250 a month in passive income the first month. Then the next month I'll get paid again. Then the next month I'll get paid again. And your income per hour goes up and up and up until you sell the property because it keeps making you money. And hey guys, my name's Dustin Heiner with Master Passive Income, and I'm here to help you learn how to quit that J.O.B., that just over broke job, by investing in real estate rental properties so you never, ever have to work a job again. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. And one last thing, like this video because I'm giving out so much great information on how to invest in real estate, how I became successfully unemployed, how I was able to buy 30 plus properties and not have to work a job again. And that's what I want to see you do. So hit the subscribe and notification bell because every week I'm giving out 3 videos showing you exactly how to do this. And when you are thinking about how you are going to be able to quit your job and how many properties you're going to need to retire, what you want to do first is you want to figure out what your expenses is. Let's say your expenses are $3,000 a month. Well, $3,000 a month, you got to work in order to pay for those expenses, your bills, your mortgage, or your rent, and all that sort of stuff. And as you're working, you're making money or earning money for that hour that you spent, and then you pay your bills. Now, what if instead of doing that, you had passive income? You bought one property. Let me give you an example. If you bought one property that made you $250 a month, and I'll actually kid you not, out of my 30 plus properties, majority of them make me $400, $500, or $600 a month, not just $250. This is the bare minimum. So you start at $250 a month. If you had one property that made you $250 a month, in 1 year, that's $3,000 in passive income. You literally don't work. It'd be like your boss coming to you and say, hey, Joe or Betty, whatever your name is, would you like to get a $3,000 a year raise? Well, heck yes, I absolutely would. Sign me up for that. And you only have to work 3 hours. That's what it's like to buy a rental property. Now, if you had one property making you $3,000 a year, what if you had 10 properties making you $3,000 a year? That is $30,000 a year in passive income. Now, if you need $3,000 a month in expenses, after 12 months, that's only $36,000. You're almost there. You need an extra $6,000, which is only going to be 12 properties. So 2 more properties. So you have 12 properties total, making you $36,000 a year in passive income. All your expenses are paid for. Isn't that absolutely amazing? And now imagine you went even further. You got to 20 properties, making you $250 a month. That is $60,000 a year in passive income. That's $5,000 a month in passive income. And that's the minimum of $250 per property. Now, what if you got to 30 properties? That is $90,000 a year. And that's the bare minimum. $90,000 a year in passive income. You literally don't work. And in fact, what I want to do is I'm going to give you my free real estate investing course. If you go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course, or you text the word rental to 33777, RENTAL to 33777, I will literally give you my free real estate investing course, walking you through step by step how to find properties, how to fund properties, how to buy them right, how to build the business, how to make passive income and scale your business to quit your job. Masterpassiveincome.com/free course. Get my free course. And I will walk you through, and I literally walk you through how to actually do this and how to make sure that you're doing it the right way. And here's a big thing that you need to be thinking about as you are going to be quitting your job. This is something that most people don't even think about. Not just your expenses. Remember, we also need to continually invest. We don't want to just stop there and not invest anymore and buy more properties. The big thing is we also need to pay ourselves first. Paying yourself first is basically all the money that comes in, you set a portion aside. I suggest 10% at minimum. Set it aside for more investing to buy more properties. Because if you can't buy more properties, you're not going to keep growing the business because you want to keep getting more properties, which makes you more money. The great thing about this business, you buy one property, you save that passive income. Save that $250 a month. You save that to buy the next property. Then you save it to buy the next property. And every single property you buy, you don't spend that money on anything. You save it. In fact, what I did, I forewent for 8 years, any vacations other than driving to see the in-laws once a year. I didn't do any vacations. We didn't eat out. We ate top ramen and all that sort of stuff and macaroni and cheese because we were saving money. Because I knew every penny that didn't go to a rental property was that much longer before I could actually quit my job and not be working for somebody else and be successfully unemployed. So when you're accounting for your expenses, make sure you add in there the expense of more investing, paying yourself first, because if you don't, you could very well get stuck. Now, that is actually how you're going to be able to quit your job, buying the first property, then rolling in, get the second one, and getting the third one. I absolutely want to show you how to do this. Watch this video right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.